welcome to the interview. Sana, may you introduce yourself a bit?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Sana. I'm 23 years old. I've been in the female scene for 2 years now. Started playing at Unicorns of Love, swapped to NNO the same year, played for NNO in 2024 and won the EC, and I'm here this year playing for Last Minute Airlines in Group B. Hi.
All right. Then let's start directly with NNOVO because you won last year, right, in the finals.
Yeah.
And the year prior, it didn't look that good, I think, if I remember correctly, in 2023. So what do you think was the biggest improvement from 2023 to 2024, not only for you, but also the team in general?
Yeah, I can't really say much about it because I've only played the 4th qualifier for NNOVO. Before that, Paradox was their starting jungler. We placed 4th in the last qualifier, which was okay. I think we lost to Sottery, which was like a close match where we lost because we got caught on mid lane, if I remember correctly. And second game was like kind of mental boom. What changed in 2024? I think a lot of players got way more experience. I mean, I swapped to jungle in 2023, so it was like first time I really started playing jungle in solo queue. Can't really expect much. Zenith swapped to top lane the same year. Alhi was also not a mid lane player. So you basically had 3 players who just swapped or were off role because they didn't play their role in solo queue. But that changed in 2024. Like we took it more seriously. We got Panda and Donuts, who were like crucial for the team. I think they did like 50% of the work. I think you could have given us any other coach in the scene, and we would have not ended up first. I'm gonna tell you that. That's like the main thing. We got more experience, and the coaches did a lot of work.
All right. 1 second. Okay. After winning the EEC, you basically ended up in a reject team afterwards. Like, how was the offseason that happened?
Okay. The thing is, I am not someone who's considered brand safe. That's why I didn't get any tryouts, like 0 in the off season, despite being LFT. I didn't end up in a reject team. I mean, I'm still contracted to Game Board even right now.
Well,
and yeah, you probably know what happened. Do I have to explain it for the viewers or?
No, it's fine. I think.
Okay, that would be like 5 minutes of talking, so it's probably not worth it. But yeah, things ended up in a weird way. But they allowed us to look for players to participate in the EEC, like Natty and me, because we both were still contracted. And they allowed us to look for people on the last day. So we had like, I think 8 hours to find 3 more players. And we ended up with Telch, Xavi, and Dunley. I think the hardest one to find was like support, because Telch immediately agreed to play. Same goes for Xavi. We already played with both of them in Game Board, but Kassan was already taken. I don't know for what team Kassan was playing. I think she was playing the Open qualifiers.
Might be Colors Esports.
Yeah, might be. And so I basically just looked at a load pros tab for support players and in the document, the W&B document. And I saw Dunley's name on there, and I know she wasn't really playing anymore, but I thought it was worth a shot because she's like one of the more experienced players. She was part of the EPF. She played the Free Prime League, so it was worth a shot, and she agreed to it. So I'm happy. We found a couple of players to play with us.
Okay, nice. Well, that kind of also makes one of my questions redundant, because I wanted to ask if the change between Xavi and Lilium was any hindrance or something, but as you didn't scrim or anything, I think it didn't really matter for you.
No. We basically didn't really scrim. Like before the open qualifiers, I think we had 2 like last minute scrims that we could find, but all in all, we barely had any practice before the open qualifiers. It was just like we were there and we knew we had a decent shot of qualifying despite like not really playing together. Even before like in Game Void. I think the roster broke down like 1 week after we assembled the whole roster. Like we already have 4 people contracted to Game Void. The only one who was missing is mid lane. Then we got Xavier, and Xavier didn't even sign the contract. And like 1 week later, after confirming Xavier, Game Void dropped us. Do you want to know the reason why we swapped to Lilium, or is that public knowledge?
I think you can talk about it. I think
so
it was
basically
personal reasons, but
yeah. It's just personal reasons. She moved to Cologne and didn't really want to play anymore. I mean, the only reason she agreed to it was to like help us play, because it was like hard finding a decent mid laner. And I think Xavier was doing a really good job after swapping to mid. And I think she was like one of the best players on the roster when we got her at Game Void. And yeah, just like personal reasons, she doesn't really play League anymore, and asked us to play with Lilium because we already played with her in the open qualifiers, because Xavier couldn't play the open qualifiers because of time restrictions. So it was like quite natural to just like keep Lilium.
Oh. All right. What was the jungler that reality checked you the most during your play time?
Reality check.
Yeah, like was there a jungler where you played up against and afterwards was like, fuck, I'm so shit at the game actually?
I don't think that happened in 2024. I think that happened in 2023. But like, I think that happened with like a couple of junglers because I was new to the role. I think playing against Tress and Sheena was like very hard because they knew what they were doing. In 2024, still think that the hardest junglers to face were still Tress and Sheena. But yeah, I don't think there was any reality check. It was just like, I think Sheena's slightly better than me still. And yeah, so someone I don't really want to face because you obviously, yeah, no, you don't have mental issues, but like you're kind of scared of them, and you like sometimes make plays or like don't make plays because you're feared of them knowing what they are doing, despite them like not doing a great play, and you could punish them for that. That's just like something that happens in your brain.
Yeah. What do you think are the best junglers in the tournament right now? The top 3?
Shinna first. Do I include myself in that?
You can, if you want. If you think you're top 3, then
I think it's tied between Tress and me. And honorable mention is Delicate.
okay. Interesting. I think Delicate is someone people don't have on the radar as much. Why do you think so?
So the thing with Delicate is that she didn't play in 2024, which is like obviously gonna hurt not your reputation, but people will forget about you. She has always been a very solid player, but didn't really end up in the best rosters. Even this year, she's like playing in a reject team. But speaking from an individual level, she is top 5, top 4, maybe even top 3.
Okay. What are your expectations for this year?
That we get to play 10 games, maybe more.
Crazy. Think game changers then? Free win?
Yeah, let's see. I don't even know when is game changers gonna start.
September, I think.
September. Yeah. Still a long way to go. Not really sure how things will be. Because like the thing is, obviously you as a player, you obviously want to have an org backing you. I am not even certain if our current coach would want to work with us during game changers. Because they are actually retired, but Dunley dragged them out of the retirement home for us.
Who's actually coaching you? I don't know.
Shocks,
Ooh.
the LFL coach.
Okay. How much do you actually think coaching stuff is doing for the teams? Because I feel like there are some teams that have insane coaches and some that have like middle of the pack coaches. Like, what do you think is how big is the actual impact of the coaches on the teams?
Like I said, I think Pandar and Donards, like these two people, did like 50% of the work at NNO. Like half of the results are just like them being well prepared, having the better drafts. So I think they certainly can have a very crucial impact, especially considering there are a lot of coaches who I don't think are any good. I'm not gonna name anyone, but like there are some people there are some people I don't want to work with just because I think they are just like there. I think at that point you could just like ask a player to take over the coaching role, like review together or something. But to name a few good coaches, I think Pana Donards, Fox, Shocks. I think those are like pretty good coaches, and they can have a very crucial impact. You just need to have a good coach.
All right then. Well, then how do you think you're gonna if you're gonna win? How do you win?
I think a lot of games we win at scrims are like being well prepared in the early game, going for cheese strats, going for early game plays, and snowballing the lead. Like for example, I think Lilium's very skilled player, bit coin flippy at times. Can go 5-0, can go 0-5. That's someone you have to look out for. Nelly, for example, is a very consistent player, mechanically gifted, kind of smart about the game when it comes to like where you have to be. Yeah.
Actually, for scrims, something I wondered: are you actually also scrimming the other WMB teams, or are you just doing the normal
like
gangster shit?
Yeah. Normally, you don't scrim people out of the scene, or at least a lot of teams don't want to. I'm totally down for that. If like a female team would want to scrim us, I would be down for that. I know some of my teammates are not willing to do that, and I know a lot of other teams are not willing to do that. I don't really know the reasons. I think the main reason is that a lot of people are scared it would destroy their mental. At least that's what I've heard from a couple of people. But in the end, those are scrims. I think you can gain valuable information about the enemy if you really want to review them. In the end, scrims are not games that you need to win. Or you like most of the time you shouldn't even play for like the win, but rather achieve certain goals. If you win, you probably should win. That's like the ultimate goal, but you kind of want to improve your way of winning, and that's why you scrim. So achieving certain goals probably doesn't really matter who you're scrimming. Like sometimes we even scrim like Diamond 1 master teams. Sometimes we scrim like master GM teams, like high masters. Yeah, it depends on who you're scrimming, like what goals we want to achieve. Yeah.
Who do you actually think is your best player on the team?
Depends on like how do you define the best player?
Like who's the most valuable player? Like doesn't matter if you think communication is more important, then who cares the communication? If you think that mechanics are the most important, like I think it's what you think, who you think brings the most value to the team, let's say.
I don't think I can answer that. Like everyone has their own job, and the team, like everyone knows what they have to do to contribute to the win, and these are like different things for everyone. So I really can't answer the question. But I can give you like I already told you, like Nadi's like the smart person of the team. Lilium's the mechanically most gifted player on the team. Dunley and I are the ones who bring stability to the team. And Teich is probably the most versatile player of the team.